like, is that Bobby?
Inside, you know what?
Yeah.
Even though they're funny, inside jokes never go over.
No.
Unless you have the proper local inside audience.
Right, and you can't even explain it because it's not nearly, it just doesn't
No, but it's still funny regardless.
Yeah.
At least for the people that know it.
Yeah, I'm just going to yell it randomly all the time.
Moving on. Not sure on the title, so if we think of one in the meantime that is meaningful,
Let's
we'll
call
give
it
that
Not
up.
Sure on the title.
All right.
All right? But spell shore like it's at the seashore. Like
Not sure on the title?
Like S-H-O-R-E. Yeah, yeah, let's do it that way.
Antisocial Experience 302.
Yeah, sure.
Dude. So, new direction, new stuff. We've talked about this. We are forging this new format.
Foraging like for berries.
No, not foraging, but forging like...
Oh, like steel. Yeah,
blacksmith.
like an iron fist.
But no, new way. Today we took a little trip to, and we talked about it. Did we talk about the Mud Church in a past show? We did, a little bit.
Yeah.
So we took a trip there to film a video. It's going to be additional content, so it's supplementary to this video and this audio portion of the show.
You want to check it out there because there's some cool shit there, man.
There is, yeah. And it's not the best. It's not the greatest. There's going to be some parts that are voiceover, but we did record audio on scene as well. Hopefully that all turns out as well.
Yeah, but what a creepy place.
Dude, it is. And as much traffic and movement as there was, right? Like people walking, running, animals, motorcycles, cars, just people going about daily life. Once you're inside those walls and they're not very high.
Dude, you don't hear anything.
Dude, it like isolates you.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be sound picked up on camera,
Right,
but it's almost like it isolates you. It's weird.
It's crazy. It really is. And then like that tree that we're going to cut down to see how old it is, like that's pretty cool. You know, what we say it was like 376 years old without looking on the inside.
Yeah, without cutting it and counting the ring.
I said we'll put it back, you know what I mean? We'll glue it back together.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would appreciate that.
Well, you know, honestly, maybe if they upkeep the fucking place like they're supposed to, maybe they could appreciate it.
I didn't want to push that too hard in the video.
Well, I'm going to push it now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here and now. So that is supposed to be, I mean, obviously.
It's the boroughs. I've looked into it. It's the borough who's in charge of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it doesn't look like it's been done in the past 2 months?
No.
3 months?
No, dude. No. Fuck no. Like, you saw everything that was grown in and everything else. Like, you can't take a weed eater and run through there? Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just not disparaging the borough or anybody else.
Yeah.
You know. But, like, you have this place. It's a historical piece of the town.
A huge historical piece of this town. And, like, not to mention there's all a bunch of lore behind it and stuff like that.
Right. But what was one of, like, the first built things? Was it that?
Yeah, definitely one of the first ones. There was like that, the mansion, and like that John Simler's house.
The Simler house.
Yeah.
You mean the house? They're like, oh, we pull the siding off. I'm like, look under here.
Well, and the ones that they're like, we found the Simler house. Meanwhile, I find a document from the '80s, and the lady's like, yeah, it's right there, but it's just under that siding, right in the book. You know what I mean? It's like she didn't find shit. She knew it was there the whole time.
Yeah, you're not fooling nobody.
Yeah, nice try. You know. They're like, there's like they discovered the ocean or something. They're like, dude, they just put some siding on it. And everybody knew except for you. Like,
we just discovered.
Yeah, like I literally, like I said, I have that paperwork from '87. And the lady's like, it's right there, but there's you just put new siding on it.
There's new land here.
They're like trying to do the moon landing on the front yard. What the hell?
No, man. But yeah, that's gonna be in an upcoming episode.
Have you ever been on the inside of that place? I've never been on the inside.
Never been on the inside.
Me either.
A place that I was in, and if I say this wrong, I don't mean it. This is just what I was told it was, so I'm only repeating what somebody told me. But was there like an old Jewish church or something on 6th Street?
Yes, sir.
I was inside that.
Okay, because it turned into an apartment building after a while. Like,
yeah.
But
was it like dilapidated and forgotten about, and you could just...
Yeah, and listen, it's a piece of it's still down there.
That church is still there?
Yeah, on 6th Street, yeah. They turned it into a fucking apartment or whatever. But,
wow.
But the entrance to the apartment building, it's still the entrance to the church.
Right.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Okay. Yeah, and you could kind of go off to one side and go in as well, too.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, I was in the 90s. I was there, in there when it was not anything.
Yeah. That's like I remember going into the Phillips when I was like, the late 80s when I was a kid, you know what I mean? But I remember going in there when I was an old folks home. 'Cause you'd walk up those steps, into the Phillips and like, that big, the big luxurious before it was ruined, the lobby there. And there
Right.
was just people in wheelchairs everywhere, and it always creeped me out. You know what I mean? 'Cause just like grannies in wheelchairs everywhere. As soon as you got up there, it was like, oh my god.
Dude, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah, you
And
telling
not
me?
just I'm not saying just there, but anywhere, whenever you see a bunch, like, and not picking on them,
No.
but I had to deliver to a couple to the local nursing home,
Yeah.
care home, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would be running when I still delivered, running through there when it was like dinner right before dinner time, right after, and there's just a mob of people coming.
Yeah. And they like literally just stare at you and like, you know what I mean? Like yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks.
It was very uncomfortable. I will say that the first few times that I went there and experienced that. But after I got to know a lot of the residents from delivering to them, it made it substantially
Yeah,
easier.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's there, there's so much just history in places without even leaving town.
Yeah. There's
That
so much history here, it's ridiculous.
yeah, we're gonna cover a lot of it in future videos. Not this show, but stuff that we have on Patreon. And there's going to be free content uploaded as YouTube too, shorter versions. Not shorter versions, but shorter form of the longer stuff that will be on Patreon. It's kind of the roadmap that we're going with for now.
Yeah.
We're still figuring it out. It, you know,
To let you in on a little secret, we don't even have a map.
huh?
I said to let everybody in on a little secret, we don't even have a map.
Yeah, we don't have a
Yeah,
map.
there's not a map at all.
No, for sure, we don't have a map. But it's tough finding your way because think about the process that we've refined over the years. Specifically doing the way we did it with doing it live.
Yeah.
We're not learning. We're learning all over, not learning from new, but we're learning all over again a different way to do something.
Yeah.
And it is not without its challenges.
No, it's just like breaking a cycle or something too, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to break the old way to let the new way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's not always easy.
It's not totally one of those things that from the ashes something new
Right,
rises,
right.
but
Yeah. In a sense.
in a sense, yeah, it kind of feels like that.
It's like when a crawfish, like when you take off its like craws and then they grow new ones.
Also, yeah,
Did
right?
you know that? You can like just remove their claws? Like
Yeah.
if you squeeze them in a certain spot, that they'll like just bail out of their claws.
Dude, you know what? I saw something crazy. It was on that, the one of them survivally show, that Dave and Cody.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Two survivalists, and I think
Okay.
they did 3 seasons before they started changing up the host.
Okay.
Anyhow, I saw in there was this like a lizard iguana or something like that, and they took and the guy snapped or cut its tail off, right? And the tail this thing has adapted over the years that its tail will just keep twitching for minutes or up to an hour to distract. Like if a
Yeah.
predator was trying to get the lizard or iguana or whatever as its prey,
Yeah.
and it got its tail, I think it could like self detach the tail, like will it,
Yeah. I think
and
I
it would lay
know.
there on the ground flopping, like twitching
Yeah,
and
like it was
flopping.
dead. But the tail's not attached to him anymore.
You're right.
Right.
But to distract while
Yeah.
it gets away from the predator. It's crazy
That is
shit.
crazy shit.
I've never saw nothing like that. Even the one survival dude who was there is like, "You're doing that with your hand." He's like, "No, here, hold it." And he hands this tail that's just twitching like crazy to the guy, and the guy's like, "Oh my god, that's insane!"
Yeah.
Like it didn't even look real.
That's nuts.
I can't confirm that it was real, but
I'm gonna say it was. I used to have a weed guy that had a live crocodile in his house. That was that was wild.
yeah,
They're mean sons of bitches,
kind of
man.
off topic of the video, but have you ever seen? And I understand. I'm a cat person. I like cats. Okay,
Uh,
I've had many beta fish.
yeah.
We have a dog,
Yeah.
so I
Do you like the play cats on Broadway?
never saw it.
Okay. I don't.
Never saw it.
Okay.
But regardless, I'm saying I am a pet person. I don't mind pets. You
Uh-huh.
know, for the life of me, I can't figure out why people will take and have tigers or caracals or leopards or cheetahs or pumas or whatever as pets.
Well, you know why Mike Tyson did it. We went over this before. He just thought it'd be neat.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And didn't one of the Siegfried or Roy get?
yeah. He got
Did he get mauled or
yeah,
killed?
he got mauled. But here's the kicker: is he actually they came back like 10 years later and did their last show ever, and that fucking tiger was in that fucking show with them. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, would you trust that fucking animal again? Because I wouldn't. Not in a million years.
I don't know. I'd have a hard time, I think,
Yeah.
trusting something,
Yeah. Yep.
you know? But just, yeah, you don't. Yeah.
And animals are tough ones, man, because you really don't know what they're thinking. You can pretend you do,
Yeah.
but you really don't know. Just like the crocodile hunter. Like, how pissed was everybody when the crocodile hunter died? They're like, "Oh, can you believe the crocodile hunter died?"
Yeah,
Like,
but
well,
he got hit with a stingray, right?
yeah, but well, how old was he? He's 44. Well, that seems like a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
like, all the crocodiles are pissed because, like you said, like, how'd he get it? Frank, he's like, you don't even want to know, Billy. You know what I mean? They don't, yeah, because fucking not a crocodile killed him. A fucking stingray did. Out of all that,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's.
yeah, it's sad.
There's some man. I'm not saying maybe for you, but not for me. I could not have one of them cats that are my size or bigger as a pet.
No, my grandma has this Labradoodle, right? Dude, you could put a saddle on this motherfucker. It's the widest dog I've ever seen in my life. You could legit put a saddle on it, and I could ride it into battle. Like, dude, it's no joke. Like, I've never seen a dog this wide before, but it's super nice. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is the widest fucking, just like.
Saddled up, get a face mask.
That's what I mean, dude. But you could ride him into battle with a big sword or something. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like. But he's enormous, man. Every time I'm like, you're the biggest fucking dog I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Got to confirm it with the dog.
Yeah.
Just be like,
well, because like my aunt and my uncle each got one too of the same litter, and they're like not nearly as like
not the same
No,
size.
dude, this thing is just beef, man. Like, what a monster.
Something different about that dog.
Yeah, he's like Clifford, but the Labradoodle version.
Jeez. So that's what, a poodle and a Labrador?
Yeah.
Retriever? That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's a crazy mix.
Yeah, dude.
What does it look like?
He's just like a big fuzzball, you know what I mean? But he's hypoallergenic too, so like he doesn't shed, which makes him badass. Like, because I don't like dogs that shed.
That's crazy. A hypoallergenic dog.
Yeah, well, like I don't know if you ever saw that little white one I used to run around with when I dated Liza. She had that little, it was a Bichon Frise. It was hypoallergenic too. So, but it was just a little white dude, like a little white fuzzball, but like it never shed. It was awesome.
That's
I
crazy.
could literally sleep on him. Like,
Wouldn't bother you.
not at all.
That's nuts, man. I have to look into that.
But we had a golden retriever growing up, right? And I used to wear a lot of black, dude. Fucking hair everywhere.
Yeah,
I hated it everywhere. I fucking hated it. I loved your golden retriever, but I hated the fucking
Dude,
dog hair.
we had a black lab,
Yeah,
and I wear primarily black clothes, and I still had black
yeah,
hair
you're
on
fucking
me.
right, dude. Yeah, it sucks, and you can't get
Can't
it
get
off.
away from
No, you can sit there and with a lint brush and everything else, but as soon as you're done, it gets right back to you.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
sucks.
And here's one thing I never understood. Pet people, tell us in the comments. If leave a comment, do something. Okay, pet people. Why can you sit there and brush an animal, and you keep pulling fur out of it, and you can do this weekly, daily, sometimes even, and they never go bald? Where's all that hair coming from?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Huh?
I never thought about that.
Dude, I can brush my cat every couple days and get like half a new cat worth of
Yeah.
hair out of the brush,
And still,
and the cat's not bald.
no, not even close.
No, explain that. Explain that, pet people. I want to know.
And then he goes and takes a big dump in a litter box in the room beside yours and stinks up the place. Like, you dirty bastard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're animals.
I know. That's why I'm a dog guy. I'm not a cat guy. But I was always like, well, cats are easy. I was like, yeah, but you still have a bucket of shit in your house. Like, that sucks.
That's
you know?
not true. My one friend was working on toilet training.
That's impressive.
His cat.
That's impressive. Okay, I'd handle that.
Not only to go, but to flush.
Okay, that's impressive.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a task.
Yeah, no, but that's really impressive. I would stand cats for that then.
Right?
Yeah, my dad has a cool cat, but it's just like the dog, and I think that's why it's a cool cat. Like, it's exactly like the dog. It wants to do everything the dog does.
Confused animal?
Yeah,
Yeah, right? That's a whole new thing.
yeah, it's funny as shit though.
But no, I wouldn't say we're taking requests, but...
This isn't TRL.
Huh?
This isn't TRL.
Yeah. That old Emmy TV show from the 90s.
Turn Over Request Live with Carson Daly.
Bum, I hate that
I
guy.
know, what a bum.
But anyhow, he's rich. We're not.
Yeah, right.
Not taking requests, but if there's a place you want us to
Yeah, and don't say
ex
like the moon or something because like
explore,
obviously
investigate. Well, yeah, we're not doing the moon.
nobody's been there. How are we gonna get there? You know?
But someplace you want us to check out, let us know. It may not be relatively soon, but
Yeah.
if we think it's doable, we will definitely check it out.
Yeah.
We're not completely closed off to traveling either, but
No.
not right
Yeah.
away. We're not
Yeah.
going to be
I can't
traveling.
exactly fly to like Cuba either.
Yeah, and for right now, we are doing stuff local to us. We have quite a few things lined up, ready to go.
Yeah.
It's just literally getting there and shooting it.
You know, and like everybody busts my balls about knowing so much about Phillipsburg. I think it's an advantage, man. Like that I know so much about it. Like I just like for what I do, I think it helps me to know that much about it. You know what I mean? Like it helps my cause.
it's a small town.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's awesome. Like I don't
It
know.
is. There's
Like that where the towers are across the street from me. Like there used to be that big hotel, the Passmore building there with 3 bars in it. And shit like that. Like how cool would that have been? Like I could have walked across the street and got hammered at 3 different bars in the same building. Like that would have been cool.
that's pretty cool. 3 in 1. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the Harbor Inn being like the Harbor Inn was a prestigious place for a long time, man. Like that's where the uppity ups went.
You know what never sits with me right about that place
What's that?
is the inside is the same as any other boring ass place, right?
Right.
But when you look at the decor, like the design, the architecture, the decor outside, it's like really out of place, and it looks like it should be on some strip in California or Vegas or somewhere where there's palm trees or
Yeah.
sand at
Yeah.
bare minimum, ocean preferably.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember that restaurant was there?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah.
It was like one of the biggest salad bars ever too, if I remember correctly. The biggest salad bar was fucking huge.
I don't know.
I remember like we had weddings and stuff there when I was growing up. Like it was just a happening place.
It was.
And then like I remember they used to have like baseball card shows and stuff down there on like Sundays and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'd walk down and like spend a bunch of money on cards and shit. Like it was an awesome place.
It's just sad that when do you think everything started fading out from back whenever stuff was, it was called Little Chicago, right?
Yeah. When did it start? As soon as the cool started drying up in the 60s.
And that's when everything started going
Yeah.
the way of the dodo.
Yeah. And I think like the 70s, it was, probably peaked off at the late 60s, early 70s. And I think it just declined from there.
Declining from there.
Yep.
It's crazy that they're like, oh, this is going to help business, but they route traffic around the
Dude.
town instead of through it.
And listen, I said this before. Okay, it's a bypass, right? You go through 6 fucking lights for that bypass. You go through town, you know how many lights you go through? 5. What the fuck did you bypass, dude? Other than just going through town and making the town money, what did you bypass? You didn't bypass shit.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of planning.
No, it lined somebody's pockets is what it did.
Do you remember the uproar when they were talking about having the rerouting the road on Thompson's Curve?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be going down, but
I hope they do. I hope they make it 2 lanes.
what's that?
Where Thompson's Curve and
Like
shit is.
2 up, 2 down?
Yeah, well, at least 2 up, just so you can get past a truck before you get to fucking mountain. Like, oh, dude.
Oh, y'all, you're talking about that magical moment when you're trying to get somewhere and you get halfway up the hill and then you're behind a truck and you just instantly, by being behind that truck, it's like 20, 30 more minutes on your
there's
trip.
nothing you can do about it. There's not a passing lane or anything you can do a fucking thing
Oh,
about
yeah,
it. Nope.
I love those
Me
moments.
too. And it's every midday pretty much. Yeah. I mean, pretty much every day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be like, Jimmy, you're making good time today, buddy. Yeah, you're not making that good a time.
Yeah, wait 5 seconds until you come out of this
You're like,
curve.
you're not even making it past the gun shop and you're fucked. You know, like son of a bitch, man. Unreal. It's I call
That has to be relatable to more people than
I
in
would think,
this
so, but like,
town.
dude, it seems like I'm always running into those stupid jet dryers too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I run into a jet dryer no matter every time I go to state college. And I'm like, oh, why is this necessary? Like, you know what I mean? Like they're going 3 mile an hour with 4 oversized loads cars around them. I'm like, oh my god, fucking jet dryer. Like you can't make them just like closer and just give them to them. Like it's a dryer, you know?
It's like, today's the day you're moving new windmills
That's what I mean.
in?
Like yes, here.
Like we got to move these big, 200-foot windmill blades today?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, we're not gonna use them till fucking 2028. But it's good to have them now.
Tuesday at lunchtime was your
Yeah.
day to move them.
Like
I got you.
sons of bitches.
Yeah, that has to be world-renowned relatable.
Yeah. 'Cause I'll
Not
tell you what-
world-renowned, but relatable
I'll tell you, dude, I
worldwide.
pound that fucking steering wheel as soon as I see those trucks too. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you know what I mean? Oh, I get mad. Oh, I get mad.
Oh, I don't think we're alone in that, man. It's just like, oh, the time was good, but it isn't now. And you can't, what are you gonna do?
There's literally nothing you can do. There's no passing
Break the
lane.
law. That's
Yeah,
about.
there's no passing lane. There's no nothing. Like there's nothing you can do. You just wait it out.
I had a friend that in that situation, when faced with that situation, he'd be like, "You got look, you're real sick, and we're going to the hospital if we get pulled over."
Oh yeah.
He put the four ways on and just start going around people. I'm like, no, I'm not that good at acting.
Yeah,
Please,
right.
just dude, we'll get there. Slow down.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not worth it.
Nope, not worth it at all. Yeah. Coming up, two. I guess, like I said, now not announcing, but to be happening as soon as we can get there. We have a ton of plans for additional supplementary content, and as we shoot each thing, we're going to talk about it on the show,
Yeah.
and then have the
That's
additional.
before we shoot each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not there yet.
No, we'll get there. Hey, have you seen that thing called John Breaks Bad News on the internet?
What is it?
It's called John Breaks Bad News.
No.
So this kid started a business, okay? And he's probably like in his 20s, 30s. He's just this big kid named John, and people pay him to like call and break bad news to people. And dude, it is fucking hilarious.
That's actually his gig. Like he calls
people
and
pay
delivers bad news.
He'll be like, "Hey, this is John from John Breaks Bad News," and he'll be like, "Hey, blah blah blah, I hate you," or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my god,
What a business!
dude. And people pay him like $50 to $100 per fucking thing.
That
And like he has like thousands of followers now. Like, it's just crazy, man.
that is creative thinking.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, it's fucking John Breaks Bad News, dude. And it's funny shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Let me ask you something. I don't want to. Oh man, I hate even talking about something that somebody told me about, but I didn't sign any NDA or anything like that. Not Mr. Beast related, any of that bullshit. But what would you think of a service that is Uber like, but for like not Uber like, but like DoorDash and what's Uber Eats and that other type shit where they bring you stuff, but for other services like uh you know you're busy working, you got to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you just get on an app and like, hey, here's my address, go pick this up, I need, and go grab these 4 loads of clothes, go wash them, and then I need this and this from the hardware store.
yeah,
A service like that,
yeah.
what, like, do you think that's a viable model?
I think it is.
Do you think there would be workers willing to do that?
I'd be willing to do it. Why not?
Oh, hell yeah.
To go to Weiss and pick a few things out and then run a card through the machine and drop it off to him? Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
all right.
Go wash some laundry,
Yeah, that'd be completely fine.
pick up stuff at the hardware store, whatever. Why not? It's kind of like, it's not, I don't want to call it a handyman app, but like it's more than a delivery service,
Yeah,
right?
it's more than a convenience store. It's Unimart.
Yeah. It just seems like, why is nobody already doing it?
I know. Well, things really went downhill when they stopped, like when they killed off Camel Joe and shit. Like that was bad.
Participation trophies fucked up
Well,
a
that's
lot
what I mean.
too.
Yeah, for sure. But like that, they killing off Camel Joe and that started. You know what I mean? Because well, they're bad, blah blah blah. But now everybody, oh, well, you played, so here's a trophy. Like, dude, why do I get the same trophy as this douchebag? Like, he played, but I actually played. You know, like
Yeah,
what the
I
fuck?
won. He
Yeah.
didn't.
Right, dude. I led the league in my fucking hits by like 30 some hits my senior year of fucking little league, and I made it to B team all stars because my dad wasn't a coach. Like, how ridiculous is that? We're like, well, he's the best hitter in the league. Well, we don't want to put him on there. His dad's not coaching. Like, that's a logical excuse. Like, what the fuck?
Stupid.
It's so dumb. So I never played baseball again. That was the end of that.
Yeah, I mean that'd kill it.
It was horrible, dude. Yeah, I was just like, I'm not playing that game.
And I understand when parents coach stuff, but when somebody's truly great at what they're doing,
Yeah,
like I don't think their parent or family being a coach, being a part of the organization, should affect them being eligible to do or proceed, move,
yeah,
It doesn't make sense because it's not the parent or family that's the one performing. It's the athlete, the student,
Yep.
the younger kid that is excelling at this. It just never made sense when I seen many situations like
Because it
that.
doesn't make sense at all. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's stupid.
A lot of shit that don't make sense.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can call the episode that. A lot of shit that don't make sense.
I thought we said what was it?
Rooters.
Not sure of a title.
Oh yeah, but shore spelled S-H-O-R-E. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
sure of a
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, we gotta. That's another thing. Is there anything we need to do? Because the shore, when you said that shore thing again, I instantly thought of the tiny mini shore of a beach we have at the state park.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything to be covered out there? Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a state park, but is there anything of interest to convey to people to show on film? Do you think?
Dude, do you know about Star Mills and all that?
Nah. All right. Say no more. We'll get to that in that episode.
I'm gonna just briefly say this. It was the biggest logging place in the country for a while out there. There was camps, there was stores, there was a town.
That's insane.
I'll show you old roads and shit out there. You wait, dude. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
Yeah. If anybody can't tell, I am highly, not, I don't want to say ill-informed, but uninformed on the town that I've lived in a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
can't
my
believe you
life.
didn't know about the murder, man. That really blew my mind because like that just I felt like everybody knew about that.
No, I didn't, man. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I don't know about is probably I would have found out about it because kids talking about it. I wasn't here in that part of my life. I was living in another state,
Right.
for those years
Yeah.
where I probably would have talked to other people and found out about it. And unless it comes up in normal conversation,
Yeah. I just can't like the woods I used to walk all the time. That's where it happened. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because I used to walk those woods all the fucking time.
One thing I'd like to do, but I don't even know if it'd be possible. Of course, it's possible, is to redo. See, there was a time when I just mentioned, right? When I was in Ohio, where if I had been here, I probably would have found out about that murder and everything.
Yeah.
But there was a time when I was out there and I was it was a group home thing of sorts setting.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no locks on the doors, no fences around it, nothing like that. Like it was like you need to work on this for you type place. And I ended up leaving like the first or like second or third day, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was somebody that was due to get out the next day. He was going to be going home and he's like, I'm done. I can't do it no more. And it's like, dude, you're crazy. What are you doing? We had quite the journey on foot through the night, and for like a couple weeks after that, evading authorities of any type, parents, authorities, whatever. I would like to go redo that journey and film it sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be cool to find the other guy that did the journey with me, but
Yeah, I can play him in a made-for-TV movie.
have you ever tried to dive back into the past now get this, like search wise with the tools and the power of the internet today, but have you tried to get back to kind of over that great divide of where the internet really kicked off, like pre-internet?
Yeah, it's like
It's tough.
yeah, you can't. It's hard to get back to that.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough finding people, places.
Yeah, it's not the same internet.
No, it's not at all. But like before the internet, I mean, the internet was a thing, but it wasn't as widespread.
It wasn't in everybody's house, and
No, it wasn't. It was a real selective. You might have it, you might not.
Yeah, I remember the first Christmas. I think it was probably like 85 or 86. You know what I mean? But I just remember like the small TVs, and then them and the Nintendo's. Just like it was crazy, like fucking A. And then one year I worked over at Kildare's, and they had a State Patty's Day. I showed up, and there's a fucking line that's 4 blocks long waiting to get in the place I'm working. I'm like, oh, this is great. You know what I
It's
mean?
gonna be a good night at work.
Yeah, I'm like, this is great. It's 10 in the morning, and this is what I'm dealing with already. I'm like, it's going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah. But trying to search and find facts, find places of people specifically and whatever before that when you try to cross that great divide of no internet,
before the
no,
Great Reset.
especially social media, trying to get back before that time, and then from now, it is so tough.
Because I remember, like, you'd search, dude, and you would end up just on people's, like, MySpace pages and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, like, that's not happening.
No, it's just wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would need to do some extensive research, and I don't think there's any. I would need like governmental power, like behind pushing to find some of the people that I would like to do for some, to contact for some of the missions, and stories and talking and whatnot. But to go redo that adventure would be kind of cool and get it on film.
Oh, yeah.
We would have to plan out it would be like a 2-day period. We'd have like a good day of driving, and the one day, half a day of driving, and then probably a couple hours one day and a couple the next filming, and then a couple hours drive back. But it's something I would like to redo and capture again.
Yeah.
I didn't have a camera at the time. I was just a kid, obviously. But no.
We used to walk out to Project 70 all the time, party and stuff, like on the back trail in the woods from the high school. That was always a good time. I'd like to walk out sometime again, but drunk.
Nah, we're gonna do it sober with.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be drunk ever, really.
Anyhow, more to come. Stay tuned if you haven't. Go check out the Patreon.
Yeah,
there's gonna be stuff there.
Subscribe. See,
it never gets old, man. Never gets old.